Have a nice day. Today is Wednesday, 1st of May 2024. Every year on the May 1st, the world comes together to celebrate International Workers' Day, also known as May Day or Labor Day. This day serves as a global recognition of the immense contributions of workers across all industries and professions who keep the wheels of the society turning. The first Labor Day was celebrated in India on May 1st, 1923 in Chennai. The first May Day celebrations were organized by the Labour Kisan Party of Hindustan. The leader of the party, Comrade Singaravelar, arranged two meetings to celebrate this occasion. So, starting the newspaper analysis with the news where the Hindu states that UNRWA chief says $267 million in aid still suspended. UNRWA Commissioner General Filipe Lazzarini gestures after a briefing on the humanitarian situation in the occupied Palestinian territory at the United Nations in Geneva, Switzerland on April 30, 2024. Many countries have since resumed their donation while the others have not, including the United States, which passed a Lila blocking funding until at least March 2025. The head of the United Nations Agency for Palestinian Refugees said on April 30 that $267 million in its funding was still suspended over allegations some UNRWA staff participated in the October 7 Hamas attack on Israel. The Hindu newspaper also states that United Kingdom to deport 5,700 migrants to Rwanda this year. The United Kingdom expects to deport 5,700 migrants to Rwanda this year, a senior minister said Tuesday after the government published new details on the controversial plan. People believe it to be migrants disembark from a British border force vessel as they arrive at the port of Dover in Britain on April 29, 2024. The Hindu newspaper also states that court takes cognizance of charge sheet against NewsClick founder. Arguments on charge to be held on May 31st. A Delhi court on Tuesday took cognizance of a charge sheet filed by the Delhi police, a special cell against news portal PPK NewsClick Studio Private Limited and its editor-in-chief Prabir Purakshyatha, who had been booked under the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act 1967 following the allegation that his organization promoted pro-China propaganda in return for money. Prabir Purakshyatha. The Hindu newspaper also states that summons to Rivanath read another nail in coffin of Fairpol's Congress. Jairam Ramesh questioned Prime Minister Modi over the summons to Telangana Chief Minister. The Congress on April 30 slammed Prime Minister Narendra Modi over the Delhi police summons to Telangana Chief Minister Ravinath Reddy in connection with an alleged doctor video of the Union Home Minister Amit Shah that is being circulated on social media. Congress Party leader Jairam Ramesh. Enforcement drive seizes crypto assets are worth about Rs 90 crore in e-Najet case. The Enforcement Directorate has taken possession of frozen crypto assets worth close to 90 crore rupees, earlier kept in 70 accounts maintained with the Binance, Zebpay, and WazirX. This is a connection with the money laundering case involving online gaming application e-Najet. The agency said on Tuesday the assets have been transferred to the agency crypto wallet. Enforcement drive taken a possession of frozen crypto assets worth close to Rs 90 crore, earlier kept in 70 accounts maintained with the Binance, Zebpay, and WazirX. The Hindu newspaper also states that Congress will become extinct like dinosaurs, Rajnath Singh. The minister remarks came a day after Congress candidate from Indore, Akshay Kanti Bam, withdrew his nomination and joined the BJP. The Congress will become extinct like the dinosaurs. In the coming years, Union Defence Minister and senior BJP leader Rajnath Singh said in Madhya Pradesh on Tuesday, the Congress will become extinct like the dinosaurs in the coming years, Union Defence Minister and a BJP senior leader Rajnath Singh said. Going towards the Hindustan Times newspaper states that 9 Mozzites are killed in an encounter in Chhattisgarh's Abu Jamad forest. Police. 9 Mozzites, including 2 women, were killed in an encounter with the security personnel in Abu Jamad forest in Chhattisgarh, Narayanpur district on Tuesday morning, police said. Police said an AK-47 rifle and a cache of the other weapons and explosives were also seized from the spot. Hindustan Times also states that Admiral Dinesh K. Tripathi takes over as a new chief of naval staff. Admiral Dinesh K. Tripathi on Tuesday took over as India's 26th Chief of Naval Staff, succeeding Admiral R. Hari Kumar, who held the top post for the 2 years and 5 months. Admiral Dinesh K. Tripathi was the Vice Chief of the Naval Staff before taking the charge of the services. In the new role, Tripathi will also spearhead the Navy's modernization with a sharp focus on indigenization. The Navy is working on becoming the fully self-reliant by 2047 when India celebrates 100 years of independence. More changes in the country's top military leadership will follow as Army Chief General Manoj Pandey retires on the May 31st. Army Vice Chief Lieutenant General Upendra Dwivedi is the front runner for the top post, as he will be the senior most officer the day Pandey retires. Hindustan Times also states that a 12-year-old Chandigarh origin author Sanvi's leap into the realm of fantasy fiction. An after-school filmmaking course was just what a 12-year-old Sanvi Singhal needed to unleash the fantastical world doing round in her head and put into the words. Sanvi with her family in New York. Sanvi, who loves reading J.K. Rowling, attending school briefing in Chandigarh, a city that has given her fond memories of hanging out with her grandparents in the lush outdoors, almost reminiscent of the setting of her debut book. The young author, whose book was published by a non-profit organization in the United States after she honored her skills under the Society of Young Inklings program in Ethiopia by the response she had received. We had a book celebration and all my friends and family had nice words to say about the book. Even my younger sister is reading it. She says, beaming with a smile at an idea of turning Isabel Jones into a full-fledged series. Sometimes also states that Civic Poll is notified in Nagaland, ANPO not participate. A woman gets her finger marked with indelible ink before casting her vote. The State Election Commissioner SCC of Nagaland on Tuesday notified the schedule of the long overdue elections to the state's urban local bodies. ULB elections were last conducted in the 2004 and had since been marred with the controversies and lawsuits on issues surrounding property tax and 33% quota for women. Now, going towards the economy of the country from the banking and finance point of view, Reserve Bank of India updates guidance note for banks and BFCs. The 2005 guidance note on management of operational risk covered only commercial banks. The Reserve Bank of India has updated its guidance note on operational risk management for the financial sector and also extended it to the non-banking financial companies and BFCs, including the housing finance companies. The Reserve Bank of India has said all regulated entities, REs, in India should implement a robust information and communication technology ICT risk management program in alignment with their operational risk management framework. From the business point of view, CAG rupees 1.76 lakh crore 2G spectrum presumptive loss contestable Dwivedi Subbarao. 10 years later, Dwivedi Subbarao, former Union Finance Secretary and Reserve Bank of India Governor, said that assumptions underlying CAG's estimate of rupees 1.76 lakh crore presumptive loss in 2G telecom scam are contestable on several grounds. Former Reserve Bank of India Governor Dwivedi Subbarao. The 2G spectrum pricing became a hot issue before the 2014 Lok Sabha elections, with the Comptroller and Auditor General CAG estimating rupees 1.76 lakh crore presumptive loss for the government. Opposition parties led by BJP then made it a major election issue among other scams, which eventually led to the exit of the UPA government headed by the Manmohan Singh in the elections. 10 years later, Duwaji Subbarao, a former Union Finance Secretary and a Reserve Bank of India governor, said the assumption underlying CAG's estimate of rupees 1.76 lakh crore presumptive loss in the 2G telecom scam are contestable on several grounds. CAG did not reckon with the significant spin-off benefits of low spectrum pricing, Subbarao said in an interview to the Indian Express. From the business point of view, public investment remains an important driver for the India's growth, says India International Monetary Fund. The IMF had earlier this month raised the India's growth forecast for the financial year 2024-25 to 6.8% from 6.5% earlier and retained the growth forecast for 2025-26 at 6.5%. India and the Philippines have been the source of the repeated positive growth surprises supported by the resilient domestic demand, the IMF said. The IMF has also raised the regional growth forecast for Asia and the Pacific to 4.5%, up 0.3 percentage point from 6 months earlier, reflecting upgrades for China, where policy stimulus is expected to provide support. But the growth forecast for the region is slower than 5% growth in 2023. Now going towards the world news, including Blinken says he will press Netanyahu on Gaza aid measures. 8 United States newspapers sue ChatGPT maker Open Artificial Intelligence and Microsoft for copyright infringement. 2 Indian spies expelled from Australia for trying to steal secrets in 2020 Australian media. United States Drug Control Agency will move to reclassify marijuana in a historic shift, AP sources say. Ireland aims to enact legislation on the returning asylum seekers to United Kingdom by the end of the May. As a famine looms in Sudan, the hungry eat soil and leaves. Last, going towards the science and technology studies says microbes, not fossil fuels, produce most new methane. Cow extra field as an oil pump jack and a flare burning of methane and other hydrocarbons in the ground in the background in the Permian Basin, October 14, 2021. Methanogenic bacteria thrive in oxygen deficient environments, including the digestive tracts of the animals. An intensive modeling study has found methane emissions from fossil fuels declined between 1990 and 2000 and have been stable, whereas the microbes have been producing more methane of late. For the last 3 years, Naveen Chandra has been spending most of his days running simulations at the Research Institute for Global Change in Japan. He is trying to recreate the last 50 years of the Earth's atmosphere on a supercomputer roughly the size of an auditorium. Make EPI an essential program on immunization. The privileged myths and misconceptions about a vaccine must be proactively addressed to tackle vaccine hesitancy. In the 50 years of the expanded program on immunization, it is a time for another expansion. The year 2024 marks a significant milestone for immunization programs both globally and in India. It commemorates 50 years since the launch of the expanded program of immunization EPI by the World Health Organization in 1974. The EPI was introduced as an eradication of smallpox virus was on the horizon, and a need to leverage the then immunization infrastructure and trained workforce for recognized to expand the benefit of available vaccines. Following the announcement, nearly every country across the world initiated its national immunization program. India launched the EPI in 1978, which was later renamed as the Universal Immunization Program UIP in 1985. In India this year is also 2 decades since the country conducted the last nationwide independent field evaluation of the UIP in collaboration with the international experts. This is an opportune moment to access the process made and envision the future. Any adverse event associated with the vaccine will have occurred within 21 days to month of the first dose, according to the doctors. Following a pharmaceutical company AstraZeneca's admission in United Kingdom, court documents that its vaccine against COVID-19 has potential to cause a thrombosis, with the thrombocytopenia syndrome (TTS), a rare side effect associated with the blood clotting. Doctors in the India said this is not a new information and that they are well aware of the warning which has been available in India as an insert with the vaccine since the time it was introduced for the general public care. A health worker includes a dose of a COVID shield vaccine to a woman at a special vaccination drive in the governmental health center in Hyderabad. Indian forest activist Alok Shukla awarded the Gold Environmental Prize. This photograph taken on April 14, 2024 shows Alok Shukla, an activist, taking a photo of the Parsa East Kent Basin (PEKB) coal mine situ in Surgoja district. In India's state of Chhattisgarh, Shukla has led a decade-long grassroots campaign against some of India's conglomerates, including one operated by Adani Group, helmed by Asia's second richest man, seeking to tap one of the country's richest subterranean stores of fossil fuels. Shukla has led a decade-long grassroots campaign against some India's conglomerates, including one operated by Adani Group, helmed by Asia's second richest man. Deep in the Indian forest, activist Alok Shukla greets the friendly face among a small band of protesters sitting in the way of plans to turn the surrounding wilderness into coal mines. In a sweet and official communique, including alternative goal of phasing out coal-fired power plants in a timeline consistent with the keeping the limit of 1.5 degrees Celsius temperature rise within a reach in a line with the country's net zero pathways. Energy ministers from a group of seven G7 major democracies agreed on Tuesday to end the use of coal in power generation during the first half of the 2030s, according to an official communique. Environmental ministers from the G7, which includes Canada, France, Germany, Japan, the United Kingdom, and the United States, posed for a photo during a minister meeting on climate, energy, and environment on April 29, 2024 in Turin, Italy. At last, there's a famous quotation said by M.K. Gandhi, whose full name was Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, whose birth anniversary is 2nd October 1869 up to 30th of January 1948, was an Indian lawyer, anti-colonial nationalist, and a political ethicist who employed a non-violent resistance to led a successful campaign for the India's independence from the British rule. He inspired movements for civil rights and freedom across the world. The honorific Mahatma from the Sanskrit Great Soul Venerable, first applied to him in the South Africa in 1914, is now used throughout the world. M.K. Gandhi says a famous quotation. He says that if I have the belief that I can do it, I shall surely acquire the capacity to do it, even if I may not have it at the beginning. He also says that in a gentle way, you can shake the world. Okay, thank you.